Hello, dear students. I am Dr. Sanjay Pagar, Associate Professor, Department of Geography. Dear student, I welcome all of you in this online video lecture series on behalf of Maratha Vidya Prasar Samajas, KRT Arts, BH Commerce, and AM Science, popularly known as KTSM College Nasik. Dear student, this is our SYBSC class, semester 4, and the code of our course is GG241, and the title of our course is Environmental Geography Part 2nd. Dear student, in this lecture, we are going to discuss syllabus of our course. Dear student, you know that the syllabus of this course has been changed from this year. This course is of 2 credit. There are 4 chapters which are divided into the various subtopics. Let us discuss all the chapter one by one. The title of first chapter is Environmental Impact Assessment, and we have a subtopic that is nature and the method. And this topic is also divided into the various learning points, means 3 learning points. The first learning point is Environmental Impact Assessment, definition, nature and scope. Environmental Impact Assessment, a process of evaluating the likely environmental impact of a proposed project or any other developed work. If you're talking about the nature of environmental impact assessment, it's a description of proposed action or the work. And in scope, we are going to discuss about the scope of the environmental impact assessment, which include the terms required for the environmental impact assessment. Then we have the second learning point, that is methods of environmental impact assessment. There are numbers of methods we use for this process. Especially, we are talking about the ad hoc methods, then checklist method, cost-benefit analysis method, expert opinion method, network method, and Delphi method, and so many methods that we can use for analyzing this work. Then we have the last learning point of the first chapter is that is steps in environmental impact assessment. Generally, there are 8 major steps that are included in this process. For example, it includes the screening, scoping, impact analysis, mitigation reporting, review of environmental impact assessment, decision making, and the post monitoring. Such type of the steps are included in environmental impact assessment. This was about the chapter number first. Then we have a chapter number second. The title of our title of second chapter is Environmental Planning and Management. This is a very important chapter of our syllabus that included in our syllabus. And subtopic we have Environmental Planning, Management and Protection. And this chapter is divided into the 3 major learning points. We have the first learning point is Environmental Planning, Management, Definition and Concept. Here we are going to discuss about the definition of both environmental planning and management, and also the concept of both terms. Dear student, you know that environmental planning is the process of evaluating how social, political, economic and governing factors affect the natural environment when considering the development that we are going to discuss here. The second learning point we have aspect and the approaches to environmental management. Dear student, the some aspects that are useful to environmental management are environmental protection and the public awareness, resource management, and environmental education and the study. Such type of the aspect and approaches we are going to discuss here in our second learning point. Then we have the third learning point, major environmental laws in India. Here we are talking about the laws that are related to the environment only in our country. First, we have the Environmental Protection Act 1986. So when we will discuss about this project, that time all articles and the related information we will discuss with help of some example. Then we have the Wild Protection Act 1972, and last we have the Forest Conservation Act that was introduced by the Government of India in 1980. These all acts we are going to discuss detail in the chapter number 2. Dear student, then we have the chapter number 3. That is very important. The title of this chapter is Environmental Conservation in India. Dear student, you know that nowadays there is a very important problem that are facing each and every country of the world, and that problem is environmental balance. Now environmental balance is continuously disturbed due to the various human activity and the selfish nature of the human being. So there is a requirement to protect the environmental equilibrium or the environmental balance or ecological balance. That is very important. So for that purpose, we are going to discuss some important points that are related to the environmental conservation. In this chapter, we are going to discuss only those points that are related to our country, the environmental conservation activity that are carried out in our country. So with help of the 6 learning point. First learning point we have forest conservation. Dear student, you know that forest is a very important resource for the human being. It is why it is important? Because directly or indirectly the forests are helpful to human being to fulfill his primary needs like food, shelter, and the clothes. And one important thing is that the forests are also very useful for the ecological balance and the environmental balance and the ecosystem balance, or way you can say to keep the environmental balance. There should be at least 33% area should be under the forest. Then definitely we are going to maintain ecological balance or environmental balance. But unfortunately, all part of the world, even in India also, there is a continuous decline or decrease the area under forest, and most of the country don't have the area that is ecological area under forest we require for at least 33% of their total geographical area. But unfortunately, it is a very less than expected area. Even in talking about the India or in Maharashtra, even the Nasik district also, it is hardly 20 to 22%. So therefore, there is a requirement to increase the area under forest. Then definitely it will be helpful for ecological balance. So here let's discuss about the main thing. The deforestation is very important process that responsible to decline the area under forest, and human being and the various human activities are responsible for the deforestation. So that we are going to discuss here, and also we will highlight why the forest conservation is important in India and what are the measures, what are the steps are useful to increase the area under forest and also to protect the area under forest. That we are going to discuss here in detail. And if we are able to do this thing, we are able to increase the area under forest, and definitely it will be helpful to minimize the intensity of the various environmental issues or environmental problems such as global warming, ozone depletion, or maybe the loss of biodiversity, or lot of things are there. We are indirectly or directly, it will be helpful to us to protect all this natural environment and also ecological balance that we are going to discuss here. The second learning point we have energy conservation. The energy conservation is required to avoid the depletion of the natural resources. Energy conservation is the effort made to reduce the consumption of the energy by using less use of the energy. Especially I am talking about the conventional energy sources such as coal, petrol, natural gas, and the wood as a fuel. So that are very important because these are the these resources are we are not going to regenerate again and again. They are not replacing energy. Therefore, so in this respect, that is very important. There is a continuous increase the demand in energy. So therefore, I'm sure that after a few years, or maybe after 10 to 20 years, there will be this problem will become very serious in case of India also, because there is a continuous demand for the energy resources. Therefore, the energy conservation is very important in a country like India. That we are going to discuss. What is the meaning of the energy conservation? What are the tips or the measure that we require to make the energy conservation in India, and that we are going to discuss here. Then we have the point number 3, water conservation. Dear student, you know that like a forest, water is also very important resource for the human being. I'm talking about the India. Yes, the India is an agricultural country, and in such country, you know that the value of the water is very useful, not only for the drinking water, but for the agriculture purpose and industry purpose. Water is very valuable valuable resources. But unfortunately, in one hand, there is also continuous demand for the water is increased in India. In other hand, lot of the states, lot of the area is continuously facing the problem of water shortage. So in this respect, the water conservation is very important in India. The water conservation is the practice to using water efficiently to reduce the unnecessary water use. So that we are going to discuss here. Then we have the learning point number 4, that is solid waste management. So this is also very important. Solid waste management refer to the collecting, treating and disposing of solid material that is no longer useful. Especially it is very important in urban area management. You know that this is a very important problem that we are facing in India. So in this respect, solid waste management is a very important process that we are going to discuss here. Then we have the Ganga Action Plan. This is also very important issue or a very important things with respect to the India. The Ganga Action Plan was launched by our late Prime Minister Sri Rajiv Gandhi on 14 January 1986. The main objective of this action plan was to improve the quality of water of Ganga River, and for that purpose, the Ganga Action Plan was launched and it was implemented. That we are going to discuss here in this topic. Last learning point of this topic is role of government and the public in environmental conservation. Dear student, this is a very important point. You know that when we are talking about the environmental conservation and the protection, that time role of government is very important, because the implementation and the made the various rules and regulation, that is a duty of government, and government can able to sustain this type of the environment for a long period. And in this respect, the duty of government is very important, and that how the government's rules and regulation and the various act could useful to protect the environmental conservation. So in this respect, we are going to discuss the role of environment protection of the government, that we are going to discuss here. And also we will be discuss about the roles of NGO, because like a government, the role of NGO is also very useful to protect the environment, that we are going to discuss in this last learning points. Then student, we have the last chapter, that is chapter number 4, environmental program and the policy. And we have a subtopic, policy in developed and the underdeveloped country. So dear student, so you know that this is a very important topic with respect to when we are talking about the environmental protection at the global level, at the world level, that time this topic is very important. In this topic we have the 4 major learning points. The first learning point is environmental program and the policy in developing countries. In the first learning point, we are going to discuss the policy that are made by the various agencies and the government of the developed country. Especially I am talking about the United Nations Environmental Program and Initiative, Stockholm Conference of the 1972, World Summit on Sustainable Development of Johannesburg 2002, Sustainable Development Summit of New York 2002, and there are numbers of the summits and the conference. In that conference, the made rule and regulation and various acts that can be useful, that could be useful for at the international level to protect the environment. So in this regard, this learning point is very useful, that we will discuss in the chapter. Second learning point, we have environmental program and the policy in the developing country. That is very important. developing countries like India or the various ASEAN country. In this country also, the ecological problem or the environmental problem and the various issues are very important. And day by day, the intensity of the environmental problem is increasing in such area, in such country. So therefore, with this respect, we are going to discuss about the environmental program and the policy that are made by the various developing country. We will be discussed in the chapter, in these learning points. Then we have the new environmental policy of India. Yes, dear student, you know that the government of India is continuously doing the effort to make environmental protection and the forest conservation, water conservation, the conservation of the biodiversity, and so many. So in that, in every time the government updated his environmental policy, that we are going to discuss in this learning point. Last learning point, we have major program for environmental protection and the conservation in India. Dear student, it is not possible to us cover each and every program, but as a example, we are going to discuss two important issues that are related to the environmental protection and conservation in India. One of them is Tiger Conservation Program of 1973, and second is 33 crore tree plantation program of Maharashtra government, which was implemented in Maharashtra. So that we are going to discuss in detail. Dear student, this was about today's lecture. So here also I am going to provide the list of some reference book that definitely will useful for you. These all reference books are very useful, and all whatever the topic we just discuss in 4 chapters, the information about all the chapter you will be able to get through this reference book. Some books are in the PDF form available on the internet also, and some books are available in our library also. Therefore, I am sure that you will refer this all important reference book. I hope syllabus is clear of all of you, and if you have any query, then you can mail me on my email, that is sanjaypagar@ketsumcollege.ac.in. Dear student, in next lecture we will start our first chapter, that is environmental impact assessment. So thank you. Goodbye.